Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to create a turbo module for React Native 76 with the new architecture. So if you have not followed my last video, React Native 76 has been released and it has the new architecture support by default. Also they have changed couple of steps on how we create a turbo module. I think they have made it much more simpler. So let's see how to do this. Now firstly, to create a turbo module we have to create a React Native project. Now the React Native CLI is deprecated, so for that we have to use this React Native community template to create a project. So you can just copy this particular command which we have, and you can go to your workspace directory and just paste it wherever you feel like. I'll just change the app name to my app. You can name it whatever you feel like and just click on enter and it will create your project for us. So here again I'll just click on yes, but here you will have to make sure that you are at least using React Native 76 and above, because the older steps I think might work, but yeah, they have changed those steps, so it's better to follow what they have recommended now. So this will take little bit of time. So in the meantime what I'll do is that I'll just open VS Code and I'll just open my project as well. So this is my project. Let it initialize the CocoaPods and Gradle syncing thing. That will take a lot of time. Anyway, so in the meantime, if you want to know how to create the turbo module documentation steps, so you can go to this particular URL. So let's follow this. For this particular tutorial I'm just following the documentation and trying to replicate it. I haven't done this before this video, so even I am doing for the very first time. So let's see how we have to do this. So basically they are saying that create this project. We have already created a project, and here they are creating just like we have NS user defaults to store key value data, async storage. We have the library called async storage in React Native, right? We will be creating that kind of a thing to store key value data using turbo modules. Okay, I have gone through this documentation in a separate video as well, so if you want you can go through that. So here you can see they have saying that provides a tool called Codegen and all that stuff. Here I will again click on yes to install CocoaPods as well. Now here let's see what it says. To create a specs file inside the root folder of your app, create a new folder called specs. So I'll just copy this. I'll go over inside my project and I will create a folder called specs. Create a new file called native local storage.ts. Okay, so I will just copy this and I will paste it over here. Next thing is here is an implementation of local storage application. So I'll just copy this and I'll explain it to you what exactly they are doing. So here they are creating an interface which extends turbo module, and here you can define what all methods you want inside your turbo module. So they have one for setting the item, like saving key value data, one for getting it, one for removing it, and one for clearing it. Here just be careful, the first is value for setting item and the second is key. Like most of the time we pass the key first and then the value, but here just be careful that it is taking the value first and then the key. If you want you can change it, but yeah, I'll keep it everything as default. And also this particular name which you see, native local storage, should match with this file name which you have created. Rest everything will be the same every time you create a turbo module. All you have to do is change this method names and what they will accept and what will be the return type and this particular name. Rest everything will be the same thing. Then configure Codegen to run. So here we will have to add this particular code inside our package.json. So again I'll just copy this and we have to paste this below test. So again I'll just go to package.json and here is our test, right? So here I'll just paste it. Now if you see the name is native local storage spec. So yeah, whatever name you have given native local storage, add spec to it. Type is modules, JS source directory specs, and Android Java package name. Again you can change it, but keep it as it is. Whatever is the file name, just use that native com.native local storage or com. whatever your file name is. Alright, next, with everything wired up for Codegen, we need to prepare our native code to hook into our generated code. So first I'll check for Android. So what they are saying is cd to the Android folder. So I'll go to my project. So it has already set up CocoaPods as well. So I'll go to my app. Okay, then I will cd to the Android folder which I have, and then we'll have to run this particular command. So it will do code generation for us. So just run this particular command. Now this will take little bit of time, so be patient. Also, one important thing, after you create a project, make sure you're at least using React Native 76, because these are steps from React Native 76 and above. Okay, so let it build. Like again, this will take little bit of time. So yeah, then we write application code using the Turbo Native module using native local storage. Here is a modified app.tsx that includes some text we want persisted and input field and some button. Okay, so firstly they are importing our turbo module which we have created. So I will just import that as well. I'll go to app.tsx. I will delete everything, this boilerplate code which is there. I don't really like it. I like to keep things simple, so I'll just delete this scroll view as well. Okay, and I don't want the styles as well. So here firstly we will be importing our library, turbo module, sorry. So this is how I have imported it. I don't know why they have created this empty. Here is one state for what you have typed inside your text field. So this is the state for that. So again I'll just paste it over here. Oh sorry, I think I copied. I just need to copy this. I'll just copy this and I'll paste it over here. Okay, then the next thing is editing value, set editing value. Okay, what is that for? Okay, so that editing value is for our text input, and this value, set value, get value is from getting the value from our native local storage. So here you can see they're getting or setting the value. So I'll just copy this again and I'll paste it over here. Okay, then ignore this for now. Here if you go here, they have created this text input, right? I'll just create this text input. So here we have text input. I'll just import it from React Native. Yeah, I will copy the styles later on. And here they have created a few buttons: save, delete, clear, and this they have also created this text to read what value is present inside our turbo module. So I'll just copy that and I'll paste it over here. And here are the three buttons: save, delete, clear. And how there was one more method, right? Save, delete, yeah, delete, clear. How are they getting it? Oh, they are getting it inside the use effect hook. So if you want, you can also create get button as well if you want to, but yeah, I think for me it's fine. So I'll just go to app.tsx and I will paste it over here. Okay, again I'll just import this button from React Native. Okay, I'll also add one more button for getting the value as well. Get, and here I will just say get all. Now firstly I'll just copy the styles just so that that particular error is gone. So here I have just copied all the styles. Okay, now we have to create these four methods, right? So they have already created those methods for us. So first I'll just copy this and I'll paste it over here. So here you can see, okay, that's why they had created this empty. Okay, so here they have created this empty of empty braces. I'm not really sure what exactly this means, but anyways, so basically for saving the value, we are passing what you have typed inside the edit text field. If it is empty, if it is null or undefined, then we can just pass empty like this, something like this. Okay, and here this then we set the value to our this particular variable, right? Then okay, so if we are setting the value what we have set, then we don't really require this get, because this text field will get automatically updated after saving it. But if you want, you can get it as well. Then here is for clearing what we have inside our turbo module or our local storage, and this is for deleting. Again, for here I will just add empty if I want to remove something, remove item. Okay, I think they have made a mistake over here. For remove item it should be your key name, right? Why I have they typed this particular thing? Yeah, this is a bug inside the particular documentation. For remove for remove it should be your key name. Why they are papa, they have taken the value which we have inside the user in text input, so this is incorrect. So I will just take this, I will copy this over here. Yeah, rest everything looks okay to me. Also there is this use effect hook, so as soon as our app launches we can read the value from it, so something like this. So here we are just getting item, so this is our key name from, and just setting the value. I think over here directly getting the value from our text input would be little bit awkward, because sometimes what if this particular thing fails, then also you are telling the user that this value has been saved. I think a better way would be to get the stored value again, so something like this, and then set it inside our like this. But yeah, it's up to you how you want to do it. Also let's see. Okay, so this command was also successful for my Android part. Then writing your native code with everything prepared. Okay, what I'll do in the meantime is I will open Android Studio, because I don't trust VS Code. And what we will have to do is we will have to open this Android folder which you see inside Android Studio. So I will just click on open. I will go to where my folder is located. This is Android, right? And I'll just click on open. Now again this will take little bit of time, so be patient. We will be writing the code in VS Code, but once the code is written I will just go to Android Studio just to check if there are any errors or not. So here let's see what it says. The first step is to implement the generated native local storage spec interface. So here it is saying go to Android app src main java com. Okay, I'm not able to see this native local storage. Let's see if we are able to see it from Android Studio. That's why I like Android Studio more, because sometimes some of these files are not directly visible in VS Code. Okay, let's see. Let's just wait for this Gradle sync to finish. In the meantime I will just do the setups for iOS as well. I'll just scroll up. Sorry, over here, right? So for iOS we will have to run this particular command. So just cd to the iOS folder. So I'm inside the Android folder, right? We'll just do cd cd to iOS, and then I'll have to run this bundle install command. So again this will take little bit of time, so be patient. Okay, let it install. Once that is done, then we'll have to run this particular command. So I will just come back once this particular, okay, it is saying an error occurred. Okay, I know what the issue for this is. Okay, so if you are like me, if you are getting an error like this, what you will have to do is, firstly you will have to install you will have to do brew install rbenv. I have already done this because this takes lot of time, that's why I'm not showing it again. Once that is done, you will have to install rbenv install 3.3.0, because if you check my Ruby version, it is the older version, I think 2.6.10. so I'll just do this and it will continue install. Already exist. Okay, so here for me it already exists, so I don't need to install it again, so I'll just click no. But for in your case, most probably it won't be installed, so you will have to install it. So if you are seeing this, just click yes. I have just clicked on no. Okay, once that is done, I will just set this particular version as global. Okay, then I have to run these two commands as well. So I'll just copy this and I'll paste it over here. Now I will try to run this bundle install command. Let's see whether it works or not. In the meantime, okay, so it is installing. Let it install. Okay, given that now this command was successful for me, the next thing is we have to run this particular command bundle exec pod install as well. So I'll just run this particular command as well, and yeah, this should work as well. Again, this will take little bit of time, so be patient. I will come back once this particular command has finished installing as well. Okay, so this is taking too much time. In the meantime, what we can do is we can concentrate on the Android code. So again, I'm back to this. So we have done till this particular steps, right, for Android. Now we need to write the native platform code. So what we will have to do is we'll have to go to VS Code. Okay, I'll just scroll down, and here it is telling go to Android app src main java com. Okay, and here we will have to create a folder called native local storage, just like they have created. Now this name is very important to what is your turbo module name. Okay, so don't write anything else. Whatever is your turbo module name, our is native local storage, so that's why I'll just create a folder of native local storage as well. Then they are saying that create, again I'm using Kotlin because that's what I'm most comfortable in, and that's the recommended by Google as well. Then we have to create a Kotlin file called native local storage module.kt. So I will just again come over here, inside this folder we'll have to create a file called native storage module.kt. Now if you remember, the package name which we gave was com.native local storage. If you go to package.json, in case if you forgot, this is the package name for our turbo module. So that's what you will have to use. So I will just copy all this code and then I will explain it to you. I'll just paste it over here. So I have copied all the code from documentation. So this is our package name. Here we have all the imports which we require. Then we create this native local storage module. Again, this name is very important, and we extend from this native local storage spec. As soon as you extend from the native local storage spec, we will have to override few of the methods. First one is this get name method, and if you see, the name has been defined over here. Again, this name should match your file name, the TypeScript file name which you have created inside the specs folder. Also we have to override all these 4 methods which we have created: the set item, the get item, remove item, and clear. That is the advantage of Codegen. Like once you run the Codegen command which we have run for Android, like /gradlew, that command, it automatically tells Android Studio that whenever you create a class that extends from this native local storage spec, you have to override these 4 commands. So that's what we are doing over here. Now to save all these values, this React Native documentation is using something called shared preferences. Typically shared preferences you should not use, you should use preferences data store, but this is not the video about it, so I will just go with this flow. Typically using shared preferences is discouraged from you by the Google team, and they tell you to use preferences data store. I have already made a preferences data store, but that is using the new architecture, but the steps are little different. In case if you're curious, you can watch that as well. So this is for set item, this is for getting item, this is for remove item, and this is for clear. So I have basically copied all the code which is present inside the documentation. Okay, next we need to create a native local storage package file as well. So I'll just copy this particular part. Again, we have to create it inside the native local storage folder. I will open VS Code, I will come over here and I will create this particular file as well. Again, I'll just copy everything from the documentation and I'll just paste it over here. So again, this is our package name, these are all the imports. This is boilerplate code, to be honest. This is same what I used to do. All you have to do is this file name, this name, this should be your module name which we have just created over here, this particular file. So this and this will change. Rest everything will remain same every time you create a turbo module. So you just have to write this particular boilerplate code for creating this native local storage package file as well. So yeah, just copy it. This will more or less the same, only this file names will be changed. The main thing is inside this, where you will have to override your own methods and provide the implementation for it. Okay, so this is also done. Okay, then we have to inform our main application as well that we have created this particular thing. So for that, again, we'll have to add this particular import. So go to main application. Let's see my main application. Oh sorry, I'll go to VS Code, not to confuse you guys. So here, okay, main application is in Kotlin, that's good. So I'll just add this particular import. I have added this import. Then I will just add this particular add native local storage package file which we have created, right? So this particular file, so we will have to add it after this particular thing. Okay, so I'll just add it over here. Okay, is there anything else? No, I think yeah, everything is fine for now. I'll just go to Android Studio, and here you can just go to Kotlin plus Java com. Just check once whether everything is okay or not, because the documentation might have bugs because it is still new. Here you can see that they are telling don't use get react application. You can improve this syntax. We can directly use something like this. So I'll just use this. So that is the advantage of using Android Studio. Okay, rest everything looks good to me. These are all the imports which we have. Okay, I think these are unnecessary imports, but anyways I'll just keep it just for the sake of it. And here native local storage package. So yeah, this looks okay to me as well. Okay, and then go to my app, main application. Yeah, and okay, ignore this package list error. This is an Android Studio bug. I mean, it is mostly a React Native bug. React Native is not playing nicely with Android Studio, so either one of them has this bug. But yeah, don't worry about it. This will work fine when you run your application, because even in the old architecture I used to get this. Now coming back to iOS. Okay, so our installation has finally been done. I don't think there are any new, yeah, no more steps for Android. I'll just go back to iOS part. Okay, so over here, so we have already ran this particular command. Sorry, where did iOS go? So yeah, we have already ran this command for iOS, and we have also written this code inside app.tsx, right? Next, inside iOS, what they are saying is that we have to open the XE workspace. So I'll just go to my app. I'll go to iOS, and what they are saying, cd to iOS. I don't see a TurboModule file. What are they even talking about? Let's see if let's just run this command. Let's see what it does. Turbo. Okay, yeah, I got it. This is the name of your name of their project. Okay, that's why I got confused. Okay, don't worry too much about it. Just double click on this my app.exe workspace, and it will open it in Xcode. Yeah, I got confused. Like I thought they might be creating this particular folder. So yeah, that's why I got confused. Okay, let's wait for Xcode to open. Then they are saying that right click on app and select a new group and call the new group as native local storage. Okay, don't create this via VS Code because you might mess up few things. It's better to follow the documentation. So let's open the documentation. Let's open Xcode. Sorry, Xcode is taking a bit to open. Okay, I have some other app opened as well. I'll just close that. Okay, I'll just close this. This is a part of my other project. So here is our my app. Okay, and here they are saying that create a new group inside it. So I'll just right click new group, and here I will just name it that native local storage. Again, the name is important. Use whatever you have named it inside your TypeScript file. Then in native local storage, create a new file from template. Use the Cocoa Touch class and name it as RCT native local storage. So RCT is mandatory. Native local storage is the name of your file. So I'll just copy this. Again, I'll just right click new file from template. I will select Cocoa Touch class, click next. I will just name it as I'll just remove all this. I don't require view controller. RCT local storage, I will just name it as Objective C. And what is the subclass they are using? NS object. So I will just use NS object over here. Okay, so NS object. Okay, and then let's see, rename. Okay, so I will Xcode. I'll click on next, and I'll just click make sure this target is checked, and then click on create. Okay, so it created the header file for us as well. Now we'll have to rename this from objective-c.m to .mm, which is objective-c++, and click on enter. So it becomes objective-c++. Okay, then implement local storage with ns. So here inside the rct header file, we have to first add this particular import which we have. So I'll just copy this and I'll go to our header file and I'll add this particular import, and here we have to add this thing as well. So I'll just copy this and I add it over here. So again, if you don't understand, that's fine. Every time this only thing is this should be your turbo module name. The spec is you just append spec at the very end, and again this is your turbo module name, this is your turbo module name appended with spec. Rest everything remains the same. Then we have to update our implementation. So here then you will have to go to our .mm file, objective-c++ file. So I am over here. I'll just enter few lines. Okay, then I'll come over here. So firstly we do have rct native local storage.h file, and then they have created this static string just for, I think, ns user defaults. I'm not really good in objective-c as well, and so I'm just copying the code. So this is the local storage key, and then they are saying that create this interface as well, so that we are creating basically a variable for ns user default. So I'll just copy that as well. Okay, and then they are writing this implementation. So before that, if you see, there is this warning, right? So if you click on it, click on fix, and it will import all the methods which we require, so we don't have to worry about too much. So firstly, again, I'll just copy this here. Again, this is boilerplate code which we have to write, and if you see over here, they are initializing ns user default. So I will just copy this and I will paste it over here. Hopefully you guys are getting what I'm trying to do. Even if not, that's fine. Then I will just copy this particular part and paste it inside our get turbo module. So here we'll have to paste it. Then we have to use for get item. I will just copy this particular implementation. Where is get item? So here. Then this is for set item. So over here, and this is for remove item. So over here, and last one is for clear. So I'll just copy all this and I'll paste it over here. So this is not required module name, okay, because we have already, I think, where is module name? I don't know, maybe we don't require. So this is all the code for it. If you see, this is the entire file which I have changed. Again, I have literally copy pasted it from the documentation. Okay, so here I am missing this, so I'll just fix this. Is it present inside remove item? Yeah, it is present. I missed it to copy. So yeah, hopefully you got the point. So this is all the code for it, so you can just copy paste it. And important thing to note, rct exports and register using it. We will access it, see the docs here. Now we can just run the application. So I'll just run it for Android and iOS and show you guys the output. Alright, so there is one minor change which I did. I have changed the color of our text to red over here, as well as the border color to red over here. I will also change the color over here to red. The only reason I'm doing this because I'm using dark mode, and if you're using black text, nothing will be visible for you. There is one more thing which I want to tell you guys is, when I tried running my application previously, I was getting this error, em file too many open files. So to resolve this, what I did was I again ran brew install watchman. So even though I had watchman, I again ran this particular command, brew install watchman. Now this will take little bit of time. If you are on Windows, you will have to see how you have installed watchman and try running watchman again. Also, there is one more thing which I had to do was I also did npm install again, just so that I can resolve this particular error. Okay, so don't forget to run npm install again if you are only facing this particular error. If you're not facing this error, if you're seeing your metro bundler something like this, then that means your app is running fine. So let me show you the output on iOS simulator first. So I will enter something like I don't know, I will just enter my channel name nobody, and I'll click on save, and here I'm getting no value. Okay, let's save it again. Okay, now I'm getting nobody. I think the issue, the reason it is showing the previous value is because I'm using something like this. So previously maybe it is an asynchronous, it is not really an asynchronous operation, but I think it is taking a little bit of time to set the item. So I think we can modify this as something like this, or a better way according to me would be just to create a separate function. So I will just create a function to get the value. Okay, before that I'll just revert it back. Okay, and here I'll just create a function called get all, get value, whatever you feel like. So just a get value, and here I can do something like this. Okay, I'm not setting I'm only setting the value when you call the get value function, and here we can create one more method called get. So here I can just replace it as get value, and here we can replace it as get. So hopefully you got the point. I think this set item takes a little bit of time on iOS to synchronize it, but now I will just change it to nobody1. Okay, I'll click on save. So the value is saved. Now I will click on get, and here you can see value was set to nobody1. Now I will just delete the value. If I okay, here you can see value was deleted. If I try to click on get, I get no value. Now again I'll click on save. So the value is nobody1. I'll click on get, it is nobody1. I'll try to clear it. Okay, so value has been cleared. If I try to click on get, then I'm not getting no value. So here you can also add a check. If there is no value, then you can just display an empty string, something like that. So it's up to you. I'll leave that up to you. Okay, so hopefully you got the point. Now coming back to Android, here you can see so this is my Android output. Firstly I'll enter something. Again I'll just enter nobody, and I'll just click on save. So the value was saved. Now I'll click on get, and here you can see we are able to get the value. I can delete it as well, and if I try to click on get again, here you can see I'm getting null. I'll just save this different value nobody1. I'll click on save. I'll click on get again, and here it is see nobody1. I'll click on clear. If I click on get again, I'm getting null, and I can save it again, and I'll click on get. So here you can see. So hopefully you got the point. This is how you can use turbo modules with React Native 76 plus. Thank you for watching. Bye.